Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have got the most exciting video today. I have just got my hands on the Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions medium palette and this is what it looks like. It is so pretty. Like, it has this kind of crocodile effect on here in a nude shade. I just think it's stunning packaging. And inside, this is what it looks like. I've swatched them all. I saw these Nude Obsession palettes and I was so excited by them. Like, they are genuinely beautiful and I feel like this is perfect for traveling. Like, these are all the shades you would need to create a look, and it could be quite versatile. It's got like all your kind of neutrals and I'd say it's a rather cool toned palette, even though you've got some warm shades. The pinks and this brown in particular at the bottom, that's pretty cool toned. The shimmers, beautiful. Oh my god, they have these amazing glitters in them which are kind of duochromed. They're simply stunning. The one thing these palettes are lacking are shade names. It's just going to be really difficult to actually explain the eye look, if that makes sense. Like, I'd rather just like call out a name rather than point to the shade, because some of the browns in here and the pinks kind of look the same. All I want to say is, when I was swatching the palette, the mattes came off really patchy, and I've had this issue with other Huda Beauty palettes. I just find that they don't swatch the best and they kind of crumble in the pan. So I don't know if I hold this up, you can kind of see like powdery finger marks, and it's not an issue if it's gonna work beautifully on the eye, but I think that's something to consider considering the price point. These are expensive. This was £27 for 9 shades, and like, usually I will just get a Makeup Revolution palette and call it a day, and that's usually like what, between £4 and £10, and they work really good. So yeah, this is on the pricier side and you are basically paying for the name. So I'm gonna do a kind of smoky halo eye. I think that's really pretty and I've not done one in ages. I've done the rest of my makeup off camera. I'll list all the products that I've used in the description box below, so if you have any questions then just have a look there. I do want to say I'm wearing this Essence gloss, which is so nice, honestly. Like, it's really glittery in real life. This pink shade right here, and I'm just going to put it in my crease as like kind of like my transition shade. Also, I primed my lids with my Maybelline concealer. It's blended quite nicely, but the pigmentation is not quite there because I can kind of see like my veins through the shadow. So that, when I usually see my veins, I'm like, I can tell that is not the most pigmented shadow. It's a really pretty shade though. It's like a muted Barbie pink. And I do both eyes at the same time just so I don't forget what I do, because I'm just basically making it up as I go along. I'm just swishing that around. It does build up, which is a good thing, and it's blending out really nicely. It's just, I'm having to pick up quite a bit. Blend, blend, blend. I feel like the pigmentation is stronger on this eye than it is on this eye. I need a little bit more. Yeah, I've dipped in about 5 times. It's yeah, not great. It's a really nice cool toned brown shade. I really don't mind kickback as long as the palette performs. Okay, so that's blending in rather nicely. Also, I have to mention my skin is doing its own thing right now. Like, it's really struggling. It's just randomly broke out, and I've not broken out in the longest time, so now that I have, I'm kind of like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I put on it? Also, I finished Jane the Virgin, and I'm so sad with what they did to Michael's character. He was my fave. Like, he's the dream guy, and I cannot believe, spoiler alert, pause it if you don't want to know, but I cannot believe that they didn't end up together. Like, to me, they were meant to be. I'm still sad about it to this day. I watched the last episode and I was like, no. And Mateo is the most annoying child of all time. Seriously, if I had a kid like that, I would cry. Rogelio de la Vega is my favorite. Like, when I grow up, I want to be him. He is so cool. Like, seriously. He is so extra. He is hilarious. Honestly, if you've not watched Jane the Virgin and you need a good TV show that you can binge and it's funny and it's lighthearted but loads of drama, it's the one. But off topic, right, going back into the shadows, I'm taking the same dense brush and I'm going to go in with this dark shade here. This dark brown shade. It's rather cool toned. Also, shameless earring plug. These are House of Jamada. You can get them on House of Jamada's Instagram. Okay, so just right off the bat, that is pretty pigmented. Yeah, that is a good dark shade. Pigmented AF. And not patchy at all. Oh my god, that is a great dark shade. I'm really impressed with that. I find that so many dark shades that swatch well, they just look like completely awful when you put it on. They just go so patchy on the lid and I hate that. So I'm just gonna build it all up. And I really like how they all blend into each other. They look really good. That is great pigmentation. I'd say the only thing this palette is missing is a light shade for the inner corner and the top of, I mean just underneath your brow, because you can't really do highlighting with this. I'm going to take this absolutely stunning shade, this one right here. I'm going to pop that on the lid. It is so pretty. It's like this brown with like purple reflex in it. This, oh my god, yes. You can honestly really see the purple on that. I'm just concentrating that right in the center. Huda's shimmers are always stunning. And obviously your shimmers are going to work 10 times better with your fingers. Go back into that dark brown shade and just pack the outer ring, if that makes sense. Like do a semicircle around the shimmer just to kind of bring that depth back into the eye. So I'm going to take this top row warm brown, line my lower lash line. Ooh, very pigmented. What I've found is like some of these shades are hit and miss. Some of them are really pigmented and then the other ones are just kind of mediocre. The lightest shade in this palette, which is this gold up here, I'm just gonna pop it on the inner corner. Oh, that looks super nice. I'm like tempted to put a little bit on top of that purple. Right, I'm gonna take a little dash of this gold shade and pop it on my inner corner on top of that purple, just to kind of lighten it just slightly. But I don't want to take away from the purple. I think that looks a lot prettier. I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. And I sound so surprised, but at that price point, I'm glad I'm not surprised. I mean, I am surprised. I don't know, whatever I'm saying. Right, I'm gonna go do my liner and lashes and then I'll be right back. I always think lashes always look like too much. Do you know what I mean? Anyone else's hair just absolutely frizz up like all the time at any given point? You style it and it still frizzes up. Okay guys, that's enough checking myself out. This is the final look. These lashes are so extra, I know that. This is my finished look using the Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions Medium Palette. I had to stop myself from being carried away and buying all three because I was this close to doing it. Then I realized they're all kind of out to do a similar thing, like just to be a quick, easy palette to kind of grab and do an easy nude look for your skin tone. That's what I'm assuming the story behind each of these are. It's blended so nicely, it's kind of meshed in to one another. You know, you have good eyeshadows when they mesh into each other, because that's the kind of look that I always go for, like really blended, smooth, that kind of look. I think it's a super nice palette. It is a bit pricey. You do get the quality for its price, and I mean, you are paying for the name. You're paying for the Huda Beauty name. And I mean, like, that is part of the experience. I think makeup, each new makeup item is an experience, because we all have these shades. Probably pick out 5 of your palettes and you could find similar shades to this. But I think like makeup has become something completely different to what it used to be, because we have so much of it now. There's like new releases every 5 minutes. There's so many cheap alternatives to expensive things. Like, I'm sure there'll be dupes of this in about a month, maybe even less time than that. I really enjoyed this palette. I'll be picking it up all the time, maybe just to travel with as well. And I love the fact that there's a mirror. But yeah, a mirror is a must, because you can't travel without a mirror. It's crazy. I hope you guys have enjoyed this really quick review. I got it today, literally like 2-3 hours ago, and I was like, I'm gonna do this video straight away because I was just so excited. Like, honestly, I was excited to put this in my eyes. Like, when you really think about it, you're getting excited to put powder on your face, on your eyes to be specific. It's just, I think it's really innocent, and yeah, not much on this earth is innocent, but I do think like love for makeup is really innocent. So if you like the video, then give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. If you have any video ideas or something you'd like me to test, then just drop it down below. See you in my next one.